Have you ever encountered someone who pursued you with intense passion only for their interest to fade once you reciprocated? Or perhaps you've noticed this pattern in your own dating life. Feeling more excited about the pursuit than the actual relationship. This phenomenon is common in relationships, and understanding the reasons behind it can provide clarity and help build healthier emotional connections. Some people thrive on the thrill of the chase, yet once they win the person they desired, their excitement diminishes. This behavior can be confusing and even painful for those on the receiving end. In this discussion, we will explore the psychological, emotional, and social reasons behind this pattern. We will also discuss ways to recognize and break free from this cycle to build more meaningful, lasting relationships. Now, let's talk about the psychology behind the chase. To understand why some people love the chase, we must first understand the psychological principles that drive this behavior. 1. The role of dopamine and the brain's reward system. This makes us understand that the process of pursuing someone activates the brain's reward system, particularly the release of dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and motivation. When something feels just out of reach, the brain perceives it as a challenge, making the pursuit feel exciting and rewarding. However, once the goal is achieved, whether it's securing a date, entering a relationship, or even hearing "I love you," the brain experiences a drop in dopamine. The excitement fades, and the person who once seemed irresistibly desirable may now seem ordinary. 2. The thrill of uncertainty and the scarcity effect. This makes us understand that humans are wired to value things that seem scarce or difficult to obtain. In psychology, this is known as the scarcity effect. This explains that we place a higher value on things that are limited or uncertain. When someone plays hard to get, they appear more desirable because they are not easily accessible. However, once the person is secured and the uncertainty disappears, their perceived value may diminish. 3. Fear of commitment and emotional vulnerability. This makes us understand that for some individuals, the chase is enjoyable because it does not require deep emotional investment. Once they enter a committed relationship, they may feel vulnerable or trapped. This is particularly common among people with avoidant attachment styles, who subconsciously fear closeness and commitment. During the chase, they feel in control. Once in a relationship, they may feel exposed, leading them to lose interest or withdraw emotionally. 4. The ego boost and validation seeking. This makes us understand that some people enjoy the chase because it provides a boost to their ego. The feeling of being able to win someone over makes them feel attractive, desirable, and powerful. However, once they have secured the person's affection, the validation is no longer as thrilling, leading to boredom or disengagement. This pattern is particularly common in individuals with low self-esteem or narcissistic tendencies. They thrive on external validation rather than genuine emotional connection. I hope you understand all the points explained so far. Now let's proceed to why interest fades after a winning. 1. Excitement versus emotional depth. This makes us understand that there is a difference between romantic excitement and emotional depth. Some people confuse the thrill of the chase with genuine attraction. However, once they enter into a stable relationship, they realize that excitement alone cannot sustain long-term intimacy. This is why many people repeatedly chase new relationships but struggle to maintain long-term commitments. 2. The reality of relationships versus fantasy. This makes understand that during the chase, people often idealize their target, projecting fantasies and expectations onto them. Once in a relationship, they begin to see the person's flaws and imperfections, leading to disillusionment. This pattern is common in people who are drawn to infatuation rather than real love. They enjoy the fantasy of love but struggle with the reality of a committed relationship. 3. Emotional unavailability. This explains that some people lose interest after winning because they are emotionally unavailable. They may desire connection on the surface, but deep down, they are afraid of true intimacy. This can be due to past trauma, unresolved emotional wounds, or an avoidant attachment style. They enjoy the chase because it allows them to engage without fully committing. Once the relationship becomes emotionally demanding, they pull away. 4. The need for constant stimulation. People who are addicted to novelty and excitement may struggle with relationship boredom. The initial stages of a romance are filled with passion, mystery, and adrenaline. However, once a relationship becomes routine, they may feel restless and seek excitement elsewhere. This is common in individuals with commitment phobia or novelty-seeking tendencies who crave variety and stimulation rather than stability. Now that we have been able to establish the reasons why interest fades after the chase, let's proceed to how to recognize and break this pattern. I mean the pattern of losing interest after finally having the person you had been chasing. 1. Self-reflection. Are you attracted to the chase? If you find yourself repeatedly losing interest once the thrill of pursuit is gone, ask yourself, do I enjoy the challenge more than the relationship itself? Am I idealizing partners instead of seeing them for who they truly are? Do I fear emotional vulnerability and commitment? Recognizing these patterns is the first step toward healthier relationships. 2. Understanding your attachment style. Your attachment style formed during childhood can influence your romantic behaviors. There are basically 3 attachment styles. The first is the avoidant attachment. In this case, you may enjoy the chase but feel suffocated once intimacy develops. Second is the anxious attachment. In this case, you may feel insecure and need constant validation, leading to toxic push-pull dynamics. While the third is the secure attachment. In this case, you are comfortable with closeness and long-term commitment. If you struggle with emotional closeness, therapy or self-reflection can help you develop healthier attachment patterns. 3. Shift the focus from excitement to connection. Rather than chasing the next thrill, focus on emotional compatibility, shared values, and long-term fulfillment. Seek relationships that offer depth rather than just excitement. Learn to appreciate stability and emotional security. Work on sustaining passion within a relationship rather than seeking new thrills elsewhere. 4. Develop emotional maturity. People who chase excitement often struggle with emotional maturity. Healthy love requires patience, communication, and emotional investment. Be honest with yourself and your partner about your feelings. Learn to handle relationship boredom by cultivating emotional intimacy. If needed, seek therapy to address commitment fears or intimacy issues. In conclusion, the thrill of the chase is a powerful and exciting experience, but it is not a sustainable foundation for love. True connection requires more than just excitement. It requires emotional depth, vulnerability, and a willingness to grow together. If you or someone you know struggles with losing interest after the chase, the key is to understand the underlying emotional patterns, develop self-awareness, and work toward building deeper, more meaningful relationships. Real love is not just about the pursuit. It's about what comes after. The ability to nurture and sustain a relationship is where the true magic lies. So do you lose interest when you finally have someone you have been chasing? Or have you ever come across a person with this behavioral pattern? Kindly share your experience at the comment section. Do well to support this channel by clicking on the subscribe button, clicking on the notification bell, and giving this video a thumbs up. Thank you for watching and see you in my next video.